Picture this. It's a warm evening in Puglia. You're sipping an Aperol Spritz under a 500-year-old olive tree. The air smells like lemon blossoms and espresso. Your biggest decision of the day, whether to wander the medieval streets or head to the beach for one more golden sunset.
But is Italy really the gay retirement dream it looks like on Instagram? Let's find out.
Welcome back to the Queer Money Podcast, where we're helping you live fabulously, not fabulously broke.
Today, we're heading to one of the world's most romantic countries, Italy. It's got history, pasta, queer nightlife, and that Dolce Vita energy.
And men in Speedos.
Many, many men in Speedos.
But Italy is also shifting politically to the right, and LGBTQ protections are under threat. So how does that stack up for queer retirees looking for affordability, beauty, and community?
And will any Italian city snatch that queer money crown from the reigning champ Cascais from episode 956 in Portugal?
You said snatch.
Are we Madonna and Guy Ritchie now?
Oh, gosh.
I don't know. Since that date in July, we've covered Uruguay, New Zealand, Ireland, Malta, Thailand, Greece, Costa Rica, the Netherlands, and Taiwan. There might be more in there. I can't remember. So let's find out if one of the Italian cities below can snatch that crown.
Snatch that crown.
Snatch that. It's like grab that dough, but snatch that crown.
All right. Retirement abroad isn't a dream. It's a plan. Thanks to the Optimized Portugal Golden Opportunities Fund. Stay tuned. Coming in at number 5 is Florence. Now, why is Florence fabulous? Well, why isn't Florence fabulous? Florence is a Renaissance jewel. Cobblestone streets, iconic architecture, rolling Tuscan hills, ideal for retirees craving art, wine, and slower living.
Hello.
Reality check, though. Tourism is massive here, which means higher priced rents, crowded high seasons. It's gorgeous, but it's not the cheapest, and bureaucracy can be a slog.
Are you British?
I guess. So what about the queer vibe? Well, it's small but vibrant. Its community hosts a pride events every year. Most LGBTQ spaces are tucked into cozy wine bars or art events rather than big clubs. The queer life is discreet but warm. There are a few bars we'd like to call out. There is one called Queer in the Borgo Alegre area.
I think it's Allegri.
Allegri, sorry. The most popular, that's the most popular spot in Florence. There's also another one called Piccolo Cafe in Borgo Santa Croce, which is just a 4-minute walk from Queer. So these two are quite close. There's also Twist Bistro in Via Cabor, which has evening drag shows, and then another bar called Quello. So what's the damage to your wallet? Well, your average 2-bedroom is going to run you around $1,600 a month in US dollars. That's not significantly different than many US cities. The cost of living overall, though, is about 74% of Chicago. Now, why Chicago? Well,
we've got lots of complaints that talking about the U.S. national average is not contextual.
Right.
So we thought we would pick a city in the U.S. that was kind of top tier for the gays, but mid tier for the pricing.
Right. And Chicago isn't that far off from the national average. The other thing about your wallet here in Florence is that taxes can be high, but healthcare is also strong and affordable. The language barrier is medium here. It is tourist friendly, but all the paperwork is going to be in Italian. So we encourage you definitely to learn Italian or to know some Italian before you go. Now, we say that for every single country. Learn the language if you're going to move to a country that doesn't speak English. The queer expat scene here is a medium because it is a little bit more of a tourist city. You will find other queer expats. The queer money retirement rating that we're giving Florence is a 7 out of 10 because it's got that touristy charm, but it also is high cost of living.
Coming in at number 4 is Turin, the Shroud of Turin, the fake face of Jesus. It's fabulous because it's an underrated gem. It's got elegant boulevards, mountainous views, affordable housing, and thriving cultural scene. Just think of Milan, its cooler but cheaper cousin. Which is how my cousins think of me.
No, you definitely are not cheap. No,
well,
none of your cousins think you're cheap.
How are we defining cheap?
Yes.
Reality check, though, winters can be really gray and chilly. So if you have seasonal affectiveness disorder, this might not necessarily be the place you want to land. It has less international tourism, which means fewer English speakers. That might be a challenge. So again, definitely want to learn the language. But it also means a lower cost of living. So you have that trade-off. It's seems to be pretty consistent in all of these analysis of the countries that we're covering.
Mm-hmm.
As for the queer money vibe check, Turin has one of Italy's earliest prides of the year. It has a strong local LGBTQ plus organizations, art houses, theaters, proud active history. It's progressive even as national politics are shifting to the right. Some bars that came up in our research and investigation are Centralino Club and Alibi Torino. As for your wallet, Turin's average 2-bedroom rent will go for about $1,100 a month. The cost of living relative to Chicago is 66%. Sorry, 66% of Chicago's cost of living. It's lower cost of living than Florence and Milan, as David just outlined, but it's got solid healthcare access, so that's a good trade-off. Language barrier here is also medium. The queer expat presence is about a low to medium, so you might not necessarily have all the community that you're looking for. But some of us gays just don't want to be around anybody else. As for the queer money retirement rating, we're giving Turin a 7.5 out of 10. It's affordable, progressive, and it's an underrated gem. So definitely check it out.
All right, so a little bit about Italy. Italy isn't just a country, it's a mood. From sunlit piazzas to seaside sunsets, it wraps you in beauty, flavor, romance at every turn.
It's like being married to you.
Oh my God. For gay retirees, life here feels slower, warmer, and more international. It's a place where espresso, conversations, community come before chaos, especially the US chaos. That said, Italy's government has rolled back some LGBTQ rights, especially around family protections. Recently, they have made it illegal for same-sex couples to adopt children. But progressive cities and strong local queer communities continue to thrive despite national politics. We're going to give Italy a 4 out of 5 when it comes to ease of visa. There is the elective residence visa. Now, you must have stable passive income. So think about, we've talked about on the Queer Money podcast, building your wealth pyramid, right? Wealth builders pyramid. So what they're looking for is you have income, regular income that comes from a pension, from your investments, from rental properties, from an annuity, basically enough money to support yourself without needing a job in Italy. A frequently quoted benchmark for this is around 31,000 euros for a single person. It's also much higher. I think it goes up to about 38 to 40 for couples. And then if you have dependents, it's even more.
And to clear up some confusion from some of the research that we did find, this cannot be sort of a complement to revenue that you're earning from a job in Italy. This has to be 100% coming from passive income. It can't be a combination of making up for what you're not be able to generate from income in Italy, for example.
And it cannot be income that you get for if you are, say, for example, living the nomadic life and you have income coming from a U.S. company. This has to be money coming from your investments, from your pensions, from your IRAs.
Absolutely passive.
Yes.
Absolutely. Pass.
Absolutely. Let's not try that one.
That'll be our show. All right, coming in number 3 is Bologna. It's fabulous because it's known as Italy's most progressive city. Bologna has a rich queer history, a bustling university vibe, and incredible food. It's also affordable compared to Rome and Milan. Reality check, though, is that it's got smaller international airport and some bureaucratic hurdles, so English proficiency is an absolute must. I'm sorry, no, English proficiency is lower than in the bigger tourist cities. So I meant to say Italian proficiency is a must.
Yes, exactly.
As for the queer money vibe check, Bologna is home to Archigay, Italy's oldest LGBTQ plus organization. Its pride events are joyful and political, and queer community is visible and very active. Some bars you might want to check out are Il Baratolo and Red Club. Red Club seems to be the most popular from our research. As for your wallet, average 2-bedroom rent goes for in Bologna $1,200 US dollars a month. The cost of living relative to Chicago is 68% cost of Chicago. It's got excellent public transportation and excellent walkability. As for the language barrier, again, it's a medium. So again, you want to learn your Italian. Queer expat presence is also about a medium. For all these reasons, we're giving it a queer money retirement rating of 8 out of 10. Bologna is progressive, affordable, and has a strong queer community.
All right, coming in at number 2 is the city that most of us think of when we think of Italy. Rome. Rome and its romance, right? Why is it fabulous? Well, of course, it has history, architecture, Vatican shade. Although I will say, both the previous and the current pope seem to be quite progressive when it comes to the LGBT community.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I just read recently that the current Pope has a meeting planned for meeting with 4 trans individuals, which I think is just amazing that he would even.
It's almost like the Pope is trying to act kind of like Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
That's weird.
Amazing. Woke Pope. All right. So Rome, of course, has fabulous nightlife. It has all of that big city vibe that if you're a queer person looking for that big city energy, it's there, right? It's got that. Well, it's not just uns. It's just that the whole, vibe of the city is
Electric.
amped up, right? It's not calm. It definitely is amped up, and that's why it's called the Eternal City. Well, in part why it's called the Eternal City. As for its reality check, it is pricey. It's expensive. It's one of those big expensive cities. It's crowded with tourists. Its bureaucracy is legendary, but the healthcare, transit, and infrastructure in the city are excellent, right? So that's one of the things you get with a big city, right? Is oftentimes you get that great infrastructure. As for the queer vibe, it is, of course, the largest visible queer community. It has multiple pride events, bars, and festivals going on all throughout the year. Rome has long been the center for LGBTQ rights in Italy, even if national politics are shifting. Some bars to call out, which I think is kind of interesting. The ones we're calling out all have English names. 101 Club, Censured, and Coming Out.
I think it probably speaks to who these business owners in Rome are trying to appeal to, right? They probably got a lot of English and American tourists, so they want to appeal to them because we spend our Benjamins.
Yes, we do.
In Europe.
We spend our Benjamins in the bars, definitely. So as for your wallet, when it comes to Rome, your average 2-bedroom is going to cost you around $1,800. That is the highest on the list here. The cost of living overall is about 80% of Chicago. So all of these cities are doing, are much cheaper than Chicago. And it's actually nice to see that. Because you want to consider the fact that in cities like this, or especially in Italy, your taxes are going to be higher. Your property costs, if you're buying a home, are going to be higher. All of those can add up.
So you can save a bunch of money and land yourself a gladiator.
Oh my God. As far as the language barrier, we're going to rate this a medium to low because there are many English speakers, especially in the tourist zones. Again, please make sure you learn the language of the country you're moving to. The expat presence here is very high because of that. It's just a big city that attracts a lot of expats. It is vibrant. It's historic. Has a large queer scene, and for those reasons, we are giving it an 8 out of 10.
So, just to set the table here, 2 weeks ago we covered the wonderful country of Ecuador, and I am stunned by the amount of engagement that has gotten, both on the promotions on Instagram and Facebook, but also on YouTube.
Yes.
I was not aware that so many people were interested in our community about possibly retiring in Ecuador. So
yeah, and we actually got scolded because evidently we missed one of the gayest towns in Ecuador, Montanita, which is the home to the Merman Club or Merman Beach Club. So I just want to call that out.
Definitely.
I can't remember what the gentleman's name is that called us out on that, but thank you.
And in 2 weeks, we're going to cover the wonderful country of France, where we've been several times and have family living there right now. But of course, we're doing Italy. Please let us know in the comments, as you did with previous episodes, what we get right, what we get wrong, and what your own personal experiences are. I especially love the personal experiences because it provides some context that we're not able to even provide, even if we've been to some of these places, right? Because everybody has their own experience. As we announced in the outset, the reigning queen right now of the #1 city for LGBTQ plus retirees so far in this entire series is Cascais, Portugal. The fabulous frontrunner right now is still Valencia, Spain. And that's also come up a lot more in discussions on our social media. So it's been quite interesting. Oh, I stole your talking points, David.
It's okay. That's okay. You steal a lot from me.
Step off your stage.
Right. Let's go on to #1, John. What is the #1?
Retire abroad, but make it fabulous. The Optimized Portugal Golden Opportunities Fund grows your wealth, plans your roots in Portugal, and after 5 years, you can apply for EU citizenship. Better healthcare, lower costs, and over 170 visa-free destinations. Discover more by clicking the link in the video.
The #1 city in all of Italy for LGBTQ plus retirees is Lecce. It is the Italian dream many retirees picture. It's got golden stone buildings, coastal beauty, slower pace of life, and affordable living. Think Tuscany meets the beach without that heavy price tag. As for the reality check, though, it has fewer big hospitals than Rome and Milan. English is less common outside of the tourist zones, and the summers, from what we've found, are uber hot. So you sensitive gays, stay away.
Or just throw on that Speedo. That's so wrong.
I do love, our community loves to gravitate to, Wilton Manors in Florida and to Palm Springs in California. But sometimes some people get really snarky about some of our recommendations being too hot. What are you
It's
talking
either
about?
too hot or too cold. There is no Goldilocks in the gay community.
There is none. It's black and white. As for the queer vibe, it's got a growing LGBTQ plus expat community, especially among retirees from the UK and the US. Local pride events are smaller, but they're very proud, and the region is generally accepting, though it's more conservative in rural areas. As for bars and clubs, Pachamama came up as a very popular place to go, and Sorelli Pompadour also came up. So definitely check those out if you're
And check us on the pronunciation of that.
Sorelli. Probably Sorelli. Yeah, Sorelli.
Yeah,
I don't know. Somebody will let us know. Although I always question sometimes when somebody corrects us if they actually know or they just think they know.
Right.
Because we have a lot of people, gays who are trying to one up themselves.
Yeah.
As for your wallet for Lecce, 2-bedroom rent goes for, catch this, $850 US dollars on average. That's some savings there. And the cost of living relative to Chicago, 57% of the cost of living in Chicago. So definitely some savings there.
Yeah, girl, you can use your air conditioning all summer long.
All summer long. Add to that global warming.
Right.
Lecce is extremely affordable compared to Northern Italy and most U.S. metros. As for the language barrier, it is high. Again, there's low English proficiency, so you must learn Italian. Queer expat presence is a medium and getting better. And as for the Queer Money Retirement Rating, well, it came in at number 1, so this shouldn't be too much of a surprise. It has an 8.5 out of 10. Lecce is charming, affordable, and has a growing LGBTQ plus community. And you can help grow that if you'd like.
All right, so keep in mind that Portugal still maintains its crown. There's no Italian city that scores a 10 out of 10 because while it's stunning, culturally rich, rising political conservatism and some bureaucratic hurdles seem to tamper that dream. I think that you all will understand that we've seen this switch to the right here in the U.S. Well, it kind of seems to be happening in Italy. Portugal still holds that crown. Its LGBTQ protections, affordability, and ease of residency keep it the gold standard when it comes to queer retirees. I don't know how many times we have people ask us, did you do something on Portugal when we are covering another video? Italy
does come up a lot.
Right. Italy is seductive. It's sunshine, it's pasta, it's pride, it's Speedos, and affordability. While national politics can feel complicated, life in cities like Lecce, Bologna, and Turin show how local queer communities can thrive. Keep going.
Absolutely. So which city sounds like it meets your vibe? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If Italy's tugging at your heartstrings and your wallet, grab the Happy Gay Retirement Calculator at the QR code on the screen, in the description on YouTube, or the link in your podcast player. And for the growing Queer Money Retirement Rating Card and all the data that we've been collecting throughout this entire series, which I need to update, I apologize to everybody, go to queermoneypodcast.com/cities or click the link in your description or in your podcast player.
So our next episode, which comes up next week, we're going to be talking about what the F is this K-shaped economy that everybody keeps talking about.
And then where are you on that K-shaped economy?
Right, exactly. I think that's the important thing is where are you and what can you do to deal with it? The week after that, in 2 weeks, we'll be looking at France. If you love this episode, remember, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends who want to retire abroad. And until next time,
Stay fabulous.
If you want more Italian men without having to move to Italy, check out this episode here on New York.